Okay, all right, getting ready to go live here. About a minute or so late this time. Not too bad. And pulling up the computer. Got the computer spooled up. Got the 231 stunner on the screen. And now let's see if I can find the broadcast on my iPad, my wonderful iPad. There it is. And this is part 2. And this is, we are competing with the President of the United States. He's supposed to be going live about this same time. So this is going to be interesting to see if anybody tunes into the Craigster. See if anybody gets any notifications, first of all, and see if anybody tunes into the Craigster as opposed to the President of the United States. And Thurston, Hal the Third, is in the house. He says, cheers. So there you go. Okay, I was just saying here on the East Coast, it's 5:30, and this is when the president is supposed to be going live, so we're competing with him. Durr's in the house. He says we're live. He's not watching the president, or maybe he's watching both of us. Are you watching the President of the United States also, or just me? So there you go. We're competing with the Prez. And this is part 2. We were talking about that gold stunner yesterday. Blue is tuning in. He's tuning into the house, and he doesn't care that he's missing the president. Hi, first time in a long time. Ken in Arlington, Virginia is in the house. Cool. Let us know what's going on in Arlington. The Mighty Rat is in the house. Carlos is in the house. Hello from the line to go into the supermarket. It seems that I'll have to wait around 15 minutes to go inside. I waited about 15 minutes to get into Costco the other day. They were letting in groups of people, and then they had you wait, and then let in another group, and they were trying to just keep it limited how many people were in the store, which is actually okay. Not a bad thing. And I was watching on Trump, then switched when I saw you were live, James Scott. I trumped the Trumpster. Hey, what do you think about that? By the way, just to show resolve and stability and so forth, I've got my wedding band on. I'm wearing my wedding band today just to show, that we're just the Rock of Gibraltar here, right? We're your anchor in these turbulent times. There you go. And Durr says, I'm passing up the president live stream. Just tuned out the Rich Buddy live stream to check in. Okay, well, there you go. There's a rumor that they're going to ban the sale of liquors. Uh-oh. Better stock up. Liquor doesn't go bad. Hello to all the president of this channel. Okay. Craig, we are here to solve the world's problems right here on your channel. Blue in the house. I waited 15 minutes to get into Whole Foods this morning. There you go. Carlos, you need to move to the home of the brave and the land of the free. No lines to get into supermarkets up here. I'll tell you, R-Wags, it's starting to happen. I think it's going to spread. I think you're going to have lines a lot of places. I've been stocking up. I usually keep a big inventory of non-perishable items. But yeah, I've been stocking up to be ready. And by the way, I might even go to the senior line on Tuesday. Tuesdays and Thursdays at Costco, you can go in an hour early if you're a senior, like me. And so you get in first, and the store's all nice and spotless, cleaned all up and fully stocked and so on. And so us elderly can go in and get the pick of the inventory. So there you go. That's how that works. I might actually do that. R-Wag says, I'm not getting a picture. Uh-oh. Well, you should be. It looks like the stream is okay, but who knows? With the way the internet's been acting, who knows? Lines in USA, at least at Whole Foods. Howdy. Arlington, quiet. Lockdown from the madness. Cherry Blossoms, pretty quiet. Okay. DA Machine. Where do you live? Okay, West Coast. Okay. Let me know, somebody in here, if we're still broadcasting, because our WAG said the picture was hard to get there. So what is age cutoff for senior? You have to be 60 or older. 60 or older. Craig's not elderly. You have the sweet Brianna. Brianna is lovely. She might actually call in And yeah, I don't really feel my age, but that is my age, and I can show my driver's license, so I will be able to do it. Yeah, I'll be able to do that. Okay, so before we get into everything else, let's take one more look at that stunner that we talked about yesterday, because this is part 2. We did have some follow-up questions on the 18 karat gold Rolex stunner. And so let me just flip through these pictures one more time here. There's that clasp, the 2004, roughly 2004 year and newer for this particular model, had that new milled out clasp with the beak and everything. So that's a little slight upgrade. And then we've got the that beautiful dial. That is just a stunning dial. It really is. And let's go back the other way with these pictures so we go through them all. I mean, you talk about a heavy use, daily use sport watch that is an all-arounder. That's the key word here, an all-arounder that you can use for any circumstance, whether you be out casual, whether you be dressed in a tux, whatever situation, you can roll a day-date into it, and it handles the situation just fine. There's that gorgeous dial. And very rugged watch. This one has the solid center links and everything, so it should hold up really well. And there you go. That's that 18 karat gold stunner, 118238, 118238. And that was what was the topic of discussion for yesterday's show. And let's go back to a picture that's a little bit better picture. Let's get the best picture. I like that one. I like that picture. That's a good one. So there you go. That's what we're talking about. We had a few questions about it, and after the show, had a few questions, and we're going to go into those here, and I might need some help from some of you guys on some of this. Let's see. When you say West Coast or East Coast, that kind of says it all. No offense. There you go. Craig, what are the best non-perishables for the apocalypse? I've been stocking up on baked beans, chicken noodle soup, and mac and cheese. I went to almost every town has a store that sells wholesale to restaurants, and some of them will sell to individuals. We have one here called Food Pro, and if you can find a place like that, usually they sell 20-pound boxes of beans, dried beans. They're about yay big, square, and 20 pounds each. And so you could get like a 20-pound box of black beans. You could get a 20-pound box of navy beans, whatever kind of beans they sell in those 20-pound boxes. And they're reasonably priced. They'll keep for a couple of years. So that's what I would recommend. I would recommend buying the beans that way. And then places like Costco usually sell the big bags of rice. You can buy some rice. I'm not a big rice eater. You can buy sweet potatoes. Will keep pretty good if you keep them in the dark, but they will sometimes go bad. They don't have the shelf life that those beans have, for example. So you can buy oatmeal. You can buy the big containers of oatmeal, old-fashioned oatmeal. They sell those at Costco. Those will keep. So there's various things. Of course, canned goods, canned salmon, and things like that will keep pretty long. And they have the wild salmon. That is what I would recommend. So yeah, there's different things you can do. Let's see. The only thing that makes me too uneasy is that they have installed wooden panels in all windows and doors. Okay. Any loom shots on the 118238? I don't have them on this particular watch, but the loom's not bad. It's not anything to write home about on these watches. That they do have loom and it will work. But, if you really want loom, you got to go to something like the 238. The 231 stunner that's loaded up with loom. Let's see. Day-date greater than Nautilus and Rolex. Oh, yeah, that's not even a close call. My gosh, can you imagine somebody buying a Nautilus or a Royal Oak over that? Can you imagine? I mean, what a dunce. What a dunce move that would be. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, let me get up Skype just in case we have any guests Skype in. Oops. Skype. Here we go. I just want to make sure that Skype is running and ready to go. Just in case. Let me pull it over here and put it behind the other window so that we're just a little bit organized here. So we can pretend that we're organized at least. Okay. That is stunning, Colin. House best watch of all time, Kyle. Does anybody know if the Jubilee Oyster bracelets are interchangeable on the date? That's a really good question. If the case on a 36 mil date is close enough to a date just that you could make that work. I seem to remember back in the day that I may have seen a date one time with a Jubilee on it, but don't quote me on that. But my gosh, I wouldn't really want either. The President bracelet is gorgeous and amazing, so I don't think I would go that route. But that's a good question. I don't know. Our wags, nothing more tasty than a quick can of baked beans. There you go. Baked beans, dry beans, lentils, and vitamin B complex is enough security stock. It's also, though, good to take in vitamin C. Eat oranges, things like that. Get the best nutrition you can possibly get. Avocados are very nutritious. Avocados, by the way, you can freeze if they are ripe. You just wrap them in some saran wrap or something, and you can just put them right in the freezer, and then you can take them out. The whole avocado, right? And you can take it out, and you can actually put it in some warm water or something thawed out, and cut it, and you eat it, and they're fine. So that does work, by the way. So you could freeze some and have them. I'm probably going to buy some extras next time I go to Costco just to have some emergency ones frozen. Because avocado, I like to eat half an avocado every single day, no matter what. I don't believe that nowadays Rolex bracelet end links are specific to the watch they come with. Rolex also switches around the spring bars. There you go. I just had some canned salmon today, Craig. There you go. Good. Craig, when are you getting that date? Please videotape the purchase for this channel. Probably won't. I don't think I'm going to get another date. I think I've had my run of dates. I had them for 40 years, and I think I'm good. I really prefer the accuracy of the Grand Seikos that I have, and I love the spring drive. I love the spring drive on that piece right there, and I really like. I do like this 005, and this can work, as you can see, as a dress watch under a relatively tight cuff. Goes right underneath this cuff, no problem, right? Just like that. And that's what I like in a dress watch. Now, there is the possibility that I'll still get the 002 Stunner. Let's pull that up on the screen. Although, I think that is not a sure thing by any means whatsoever at this point, because Steve is starting to vacillate a little bit on whether or not he's going to get one or not. Whether or not it's going to come in on time by the end of the month, or whether or not he's going to get it, period. He is starting to become a doom and gloomer a little bit. So we gotta lift him up. Folks, send some emails to steve@littletreasury.com. Let's try to lift him out. He seems like he's drifting into a little bit of this funk that's going around. The virus is one thing, but the funk that's going around where people are feeding into this and becoming depressed and becoming negative, and the doom and gloomers are starting to get to some of these people. So we've got to lift them up, lift them out of the fog, and so that they can turn positive and stay positive, folks. My gosh, we have so much to be thankful for. Why would anybody slip into doom and gloom? Come on, folks, let's get real. First world problems here, folks. Come on. Let's see. Let's see what else we got going on here. I'm just trying to stock up on things that won't go bad. Canned goods and ammo is what's needed at this point. Scary times. There you go. Actually, definitely, hey, prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. That's the old saying, right? Craig, I vote 118238 or 128238 in yellow gold. Black dial and baton markers. The problem is the 36 mil Cheetown, correct me if I'm wrong, but the 36 mil day-date, the new one, is not available in a black dial. You got to go with the 40, the day-date 40 to get the black dial. The problem is on the 36 mil, and we had a discussion in the chat on the last show after the fact, in the comments section, about that issue, where the biggest issue as far as the new 36 mil day-dates goes is the lack of dial options. It's a real dearth of options on the dials on the new 36 mil. So yeah. So that's, of course, that's the one that starts with a 2 digit. So you're talking about the 128238. Or maybe is that the newer one? Anyway, the one with the ceramic sleeves and the bracelet, which is a really good upgrade. That's good that they did that. But the problem is the dial color options are not that great. Let's see. Oh, the other thing that came up was the thickness of these watches. Does somebody know? We got some experts in here. Do any of you know what the thickness was on all the different day dates? Because I remember my 1803, I believe, was pretty thin. I think it might have been thinner than, and I had another one before I got the 18238. I forget the model number on that one. And it seemed a little thicker. And then the 18238 was a little thinner. So they have varied over the years, the thickness of these day dates. So maybe somebody can chime in if you know definitively what the thickness was on the different models. As a matter of fact, I'd love somebody to email me that so I can add it to the description of this video if somebody knows it. If somebody knows that, it'd be great to have it in the chat, and then also email it to me, CraigShipp@gmail.com, and I would love to just put it with the description here so that it's there. It's not that easy to find that information. So maybe somebody can find it. Let's see here. Thank you, Cheetown. The thought process was 1 dial on each bracelet, 4 watches for the price of 2. There you go. 20 pounds of beans requires 80 pounds of toilet paper. There you go. My baked beans recipe: Bush's original baked beans, brown sugar, cinnamon, honey, open pit barbecue sauce, and good ground round mixed in. Absolutely delicious. There you go. Yeah, there are a lot of, there's a lot of things in there though, Dur. You might want to just make some from scratch, and you don't need to use Bush's original baked beans. Come on, bake your own, guy. My gosh, we got all the time in the world now. You got time to bake your own. Let's see here. What scaring news? Here we have no shortage at all except for steel Rolexes. There you go, Stig in the house. I think the Rolexes are going to start to get a lot easier to get. I think that's going to be a non-issue here in a few more weeks. I think you're going to be able to buy whatever steel watch you want. It's going to be fire sale time. So there you go. That's right. Lift these people out of the fog. Blue in the house. Wearing the wedding band to show more stability. LOL. There you go. That's right, Jason. We get real on this channel. Blue in the house. If we survived 8 years of Obama, we can get through the Obama virus. I mean, the coronavirus. There you go. Negativity has no function. It's a dead-end thought process. I stay guardedly optimistic. Cheetown in the house. Let's see. Only in Florida. Good thought. Okay. Rolex forces you to mount up into the 40 if you want new dial options. Yeah, they want you to pay through the nose. There you go. GS has the manual wind stunner. I can't recall the reference, but it's beautiful. SBGK002. It's SBGY002. That's the one that I just showed right there. That's the SBGY002. It is a stunner by all accounts. Now, I have not seen it in person. And the plan was for Steve to get one in the end of this month. He was supposedly getting two in. Get it in the end of this month. I was going to look at it, see, touch, and feel it. If I really liked it, he was going to give me a good deal on it, and I would have it on my wrist. That was the deal before all of this Armageddon. And now, the last time I talked to him, a couple days ago, he was starting to hedge. He was starting to say that maybe the shipment would be delayed, and he didn't know when he would be getting it. He didn't know if he would get it the end of this month, or he didn't even know when, period. So, and then I pointed out, I said, well, it's interesting that Goffberg got a hold of one. I mean, we're being treated like redheaded stepchildren here. Here's the one that Goffberg has for sale on eBay, discounted to $19,950. Let me refresh this page and see if anything's changed here, because we are always up to date on this channel. Yeah, there it is, $19,950. That's the watch that they've got listed for sale on eBay, which they're not even supposed to do this. They're an actual authorized dealer. They're not supposed to be selling these things at discount online like this, pretending like it's a used watch. By the way, that clasp looks pretty cool in that shot. See there? Looks pretty cool, I think. So we're being treated, we're basically on this channel, we're being treated like redheaded stepchildren. Like redheaded stepchildren. Yep, that's the way it is. That's the way we're being carried today on this channel. So we call it like it is, folks. We're transparent. We share the information as we get it. And that's the information that I have as of now on the 002 front. Let's see. Let's keep going here. Only black dial that the 40 millimeter, it has a honeycomb style, which they call, yeah, it's a cool looking dial. That's the one that what's his name bought. Geez, why can't I remember his name? Well, you know who I'm talking about. The guy down in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Anyway, I'll think of his name. You guys know who I'm talking about. Dudley, or you know who I'm talking about. G-Town. Craig, I know you're not a fan, but I'd love a white gold date with silver sunburst style. Yeah, I mean, I don't see the benefit of paying that kind of money and getting white gold. I just don't see the draw, but some people love it. Some people love it. I had a white gold day-date, and the reason I bought it was I got a hell of a deal on it. I actually made a low ball offer and didn't think the guy was going to accept it, and he did, and so I gave him the money. You know, I had the money with me, and I made a low ball cash offer, and he said, okay, I'll take it. And I said, uh-oh, I just bought a day-date. 40% off, brand new. 40% off a 2-year-old price on top of that. So, yeah, that was a pretty good deal. We need to see that day-date on wrist, Craig. Only the best here. Day-date is the best. You need to turn the crown every other month for 30, 31 days, and it will be 20 to 30 seconds off at that point. Yeah, but I like it to be a lot closer than that. I like my watch to be within a second or two. Yep, I've done the day-date thing. I did it for 40 years. Trust me, I know the day-date. I know the day-date drill. As beautiful as that gold GS is, I agree that I think Craig needs to go with another day-date in the house. I won't know until I see the 002 stunner, if I even see it, as to how stunning it is. But we don't even know if that's even going to happen. What do you think of the Golden Snowflake SBGA 259? This was my first big watch purchase, and I can't stop looking at it. It's a stunner. Absolutely, it's a stunner. Yeah, that's a great all-arounder stunner. We've talked about that watch on the channel here. Chi-Town, I'm a fan of the Ever Rose Day-Date with the chocolate motif dial. Too bad it only comes in 40 millimeter, too big for my little Rose. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Ever Rose. I'd just rather have regular 18 karat yellow gold. Yeah, I would pass on the whole Ever Rose thing. I don't go for the trendy stuff. I like the stuff that's timeless. Chi-Town, I'm sure the lug, 2 lug is under 50. Pretty sure you can pull it off. Okay. When will the gray dealers start dumping prices on the heavy supply of Rolex that they're hoarding? Pretty soon. I would just hang in there, and I'd make some lowball offers, and stay patient. You will see. I will see if I can get my hands on the 002 Golfberg, and more is down on the road from me. Okay, so you think they might have it in stock there down the road from you. Jaden, see if you can get some pictures, and see if you can get me a report on how stunning it is in person. I want a report on how stunning that piece is in person, up close and personal. Let's see. I'm thinking of the other GS Gold Stunner. It's the manual wind version with the white dial power gauge on front. Yeah, that's the one I think with the small seconds hand. Correct me if I'm wrong. I just tend to like the full-size second hand, the normal second hand, and I like the power reserve on the back for me. But that other one is also an attractive piece. And if you can get a really good deal, this is obviously a great time to get a really good deal on something, whatever it may be. We saw there was another gold stunner, heavily discounted here on eBay. We showed it the other day. That was marked way down to like $14,000. That limited edition piece. Let me see if I can pull it up. See if I can pull it up here real quick. Give me a second here. Oh, I think I've got it on my watch list, but I just have to pull this in here. Everything is moving. Everything is moving slow these days. Everything is moving slow. Here it is. Here it is. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I will come through. I will come through for you guys. In these times of uncertainty, I will come through. Here it is. They had this up at 21,000. They marked it down to 14,000 or offer. Or offer. This is that limited edition high beat piece that they came out with, I think, in 2018. This is a stunner. This qualifies as a stunner. And the only thing I don't like about it is it's a little bit thick. It's about 13 mils thick, whereas the other one's 12 mils. So it's about a millimeter thicker. And quite frankly, I personally would rather have the spring drive than the high beat. But this one has the deployant clasp. That's a stunner by any stretch. It's a stunner, and it's a limited edition piece, number 64 of 150. It's got the made in Italy clasp, deployant clasp. It is a stunner. I saw one of these in person. Steve had one, and it is a stunner. So yeah, marked down to 14,000 or offer, folks. So times are getting interesting here. It is definitely a buyer's market right now. Definitely a buyer's market for a gold stunner. Let's see here. Let's see. How's it going? So hopefully the gray market starts lowering prices soon. And remember, don't wait for them to lower their price. Make them an offer. Cash talks, BS walks, right? Hello, everyone. Beans, rice, dried fruit, firearms, a nice all-around knife, and like a good time piece, a good woman. There you go. Heck, easier to find a good watch. LOL, Peter in the house. I could put it up. And the other thing I was thinking earlier, let me read a few more of these comments, and hopefully I won't lose my thought. I could put it off, but it's a little too heavy, especially after fracturing and spraining my wrist last year. Okay. Apparently a bunch of grays are on some WhatsApp group where they control prices as to not have serious drops, but I think they will start getting desperate soon. Yeah, and those cartels usually don't hold together very well. Somebody usually breaks ranks. Time for the grays to be taken to the cleaners. Okay. Craig, when Steve gets the O2 stunner, do not be too hard on him when dealing, or he will have to sell his new house. Stick in the house. Yeah, I mean, I just don't get people not planning for a rainy day. Sometimes you have a rainy day. Sometimes things like this happen. Now, granted, this is pretty bad, and by all accounts, this is going to be pretty painful for a lot of people. But, plan for the worst, hope for the best. People were just going along and just party hardy, and like the music's going to play forever. And I mean, at some point the party comes to an end, and you've got to survive until the next day. So I don't know. I mean, they got an old saying, all hat and no cattle. Sometimes people are all hat and no cattle. When the what hits the fan, you find out pretty quick who's got the cattle, who's got the real stock, and who doesn't. So we'll see what happens. We shall see what happens. SBGK 006 is the stunner. Let me pull that up. Give me a moment here. Give me a moment. Yeah, I mean, I like this piece. We talked about this piece, and Steve had suggested this particular piece for me. I just personally, I like the 002. Both are gorgeous. I mean, no doubt. Now, this piece here, I believe, does not have the deployant clasp, so it has the standard clasp, which some people prefer. Okay. So yeah, this is a stunner, absolute stunner. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. That is a stunner, and and it's super thin. You can see here, it's 11.6 mils thick, so it's even a little bit thinner than the 002, a little bit, right? Which is nice, which is always a nice thing. So yeah, that is a stunner. I grant you that is a stunner. That is a stunner. I just personally prefer the 002. I like, now they're both, I believe this is also a spring drive, correct? I want to make sure of that here. Oh no, that's the mechanical drive. That's right. That's the mechanical drive. Yeah. See, and I also do prefer the spring drive personally. I just like that second hand. That's smooth second hand. So yeah. So that's the deal there. All right. How's life over in Canada? Okay. Craig, what are the major differences between the day-date that you last owned and the new models? Are the new models worth looking at in person? Kyle in the house. I don't like the all-polished case. Mine had the brushed on the top of the lugs. You'll have to look at good pictures of both, and you'll be able to see what I mean. I kind of like the look of the previous model, the 18238, better. Now the newer models not only have the newest one has the center links. All the 6-digit ones have the solid center links, but the newest ones, the last year or so, also have the sleeve, the ceramic sleeve in that center link to keep that wear down, to keep them from wearing, when the bracelet flexes, and get that bracelet stretch. So they're a little more robust. They're going to be heavier on wrist, of course. And I think the newer one might be a little bit thicker, but I haven't got all the data on that. So, and of course the clasp is different on the newer one. But there are a lot of things I like about the 18238, and it's obviously a much better buy. You get a lot more watch for the money. I mean, you can get a deal on an 18238. It's hard to get a deal on the 6-digit units. We looked at that with that one right there that's for sale, right there. I mean, they're asking a pretty healthy price for that puppy. All right, so they're still holding their value pretty good, holding that price pretty good. Those, especially the ones that are 2004 and newer, that have the newer clasp on them. So, California, not too bad. Social distancing works for me until it's warm out. Oh, well. People here in California are not taking this seriously. They're still out and about, despite Governor Newsom's telling them to stay home. Elective plastic surgeries are still going on. There you go. Canadians are taking it seriously, even put in laws if businesses aren't complying. Chalk it up to better education in Canada. Craig, what carat gold is your money clip, and do you recall how many grams it is? I have a video on my channel, a review of that, and you'll see, I put it on the scale, you'll see what the weight is. It's over an ounce, and it's 14 karat roughly gold. And I gave them several pieces of gold that I had laying around, like an old class ring and a couple of other things, and it averaged out to be about 14 karat gold equivalent once he melted it all down and made the money clip. And he made it nice and thick so that it will hold its tension real well. Yeah, it's a beauty. Let me see if I can pull up the video. Give me a second here. Let's see what I can do here. I'm going to see if I can find it. This may not be cooperating, but let me see what I can do. Here we go. I found it. Give me a moment. I did find it. If you just search money clip on my channel, you'll find it too. But let me pull it up here. Let me pull it up. Pull it up here. Okay, a friend of mine recently asked about the money clips that I carry. 1.125 ounces. Custom made by Gold Thumb Jewelry up in Frederick County, Maryland, USA. But any good jeweler that can work in gold can probably take your old gold if you have some Tiffany's old class rings laying around or other items that you just never use anymore that are gold. You can probably have them made into a money clip. That one I was just showing was a silver one. I have a silver one and a gold one here that we're going to be showing. So, yeah, you can watch that whole video at your leisure. It goes into detail on it. It's here on the channel. I love that money clip. I've worn it, used it every day for many, many years. I made it about 18 years ago. I had that made. Let's see. I like the looks of that 2018 High Beat Stunner more than the newer one, but I wish it was spring drive. Good price, though. Yeah, see, I like the case better on the other one, on the 002. I like that, the more rounded case design, but to each their own. But it's a gorgeous piece. I mean, my gosh, we're splitting hairs here. Can you post the link for the SBGH266 in the chat, or are you going to grab it yourself? No, I'm not going to grab any of these myself. If I buy one, I'm going to buy it from Steve. The SBGA, let me see here if I can find it. If I still have it here. Give me a second. All right, here's the link. Give me a moment. It's on, oh, no, I'm sorry. I can't copy and paste from my laptop to here, and it's a long thing. I could never type that in. You're just going to have to go to eBay and search. I bet if you search that model number, SBGH266, I bet you it's going to come up. It's going to be $14,000. It's on eBay. I didn't realize I can't copy and paste from my laptop to, at least not easily. to my iPad here. Sorry. Let's see. Confucius says, every great feast must come to an end. Craig, walking around with a monocle made of gold and a bag filled with Bitcoin while the world is waiting for the government bailout. Oh, well. Under any of the bailout proposals, I'm not going to get anything from them, so I can't expect anything. If they would have just sent a blanket check to everybody, then I could have gotten a check. But unfortunately, they're means testing it, so I miss out again. But if they had sent me one, I would have immediately bought Bitcoin with it. Turn that worthless fiat into Bitcoin. Greg, what are your thoughts on the flat cap, scaly cap, newspaper boy cap? Not sure what you're asking. Okay. The new 128238 day-date has the 3255 movement. Exactly. The 72-hour power reserve. Exactly. Yeah, they did some fairly major improvements. And again, it's got those ceramic sleeves in the bracelet. So yeah, that's a big improvement. The day-date isn't a value hemorrhage. It's just realistic with its resale value. Yeah, I mean, you're going to be able to get a deal. The last time I saw day-date 40s, I think they're down around 25,000 used for one in good shape. I think you can get one for around 25. I don't know if you can get them for any less than that. So, I mean, that's not bad. You can probably buy one new. I think Dudley paid $28,500 for his new. $28,500. I think that's the discount he got when he bought it new. So, let's say you can pay $28,500 for it brand new, and let's say you can get it used for $25,000. In today's market, maybe you can get it for $24,000 or $23,000. But, you're not going to get it for $16,000. I don't think we're there yet. It'd be nice if we were there, but I don't think we're there yet. Craig, how much cash do you typically carry in your money clip? I have a thin wallet and usually keep about 320s and okay. All right, let's take a look. Let me get my money clip. We'll do this live. Okay, and I think I talked about this on the video also, as far as how many bills. So right now, I would say this is about the average number of bills that I carry in it. And you can see it has very good retention. I'm pulling it off now, and it's got good tension there. Okay, so listen carefully as I pull this off. Okay, it's just nice and solid. All right, and you can see, let me get a close-up on this. You can see the gap there that's there, right? You can see the patina to it, the nice little fine scratches. You can see where he put his jeweler's mark on there. Okay, and so here are the bills. Whoops. So here are the bills that were in it. Let's see what I usually have in it. Okay, so I have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and then some 20s, 120, 2 20s, a couple of 5s, 2 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1s. So that's what's in there right now, and that works really good. It's a nice weight to it. The money clip goes on and off very easily. The money clip never gets stretched out more than it is. It just holds that position very nicely. Even if I stuff more bills in here, it'll snap back to the same position when I take the bills out, because it's nice and thick. He said, the jeweler said, the reason that it's going to hold its shape so well is because of the thickness of the gold. And I guess he heat treats it when he gets it into shape. Anyway, talk to a jeweler that knows what they're doing, and they can make that properly for you. I had that custom made for me. Let's see here. Brianna might like a ladies GS or a Mega SA. There you go. We're going to get, she's going to end up with a nice watch at some point. The lovely Brianna. Let's see. You should consider a card case. Oh, and by the way, for my wallet, I use a case that was designed to carry like credit cards and stuff like that. I'll get that, what I'm using for my wallet, so you know the whole combo. Okay, so I bought this at Saks Fifth Avenue in around 1980, and it's holding up pretty good. And what I have in this, you can see there's my pride and joy. See that? What I have in this is various credit cards. I have a couple of business cards on this side. I have my insurance card. I have my ID here. A couple of credit cards on this side. I've got the Costco card, right? My American Express, just a couple of cards. So that's what I use. That's what I carry as my wallet. So it's nice and trim, nice and lightweight. It's a good size. So, and it's holding up fine for something I've used for many, many years. That's, of course, alligator. See, it's got a split there on the one side, but it doesn't matter. It's split a little bit, but it still works fine. It'll probably work for the rest of my life. So yeah, you buy good stuff, you buy quality stuff, and you use it, and guess what? It lasts. There you go. And that's how that works. And I do have a $100 bill stashed in here, folded and stashed in here for emergency, just in case somebody gets the money clip, and that money, I still have some money here. So I have money both places, right? Just in case, just for emergency type thing. It's a Louis Vuitton slim credit card, slim card wallet. There you go. This might be similar to what I have. Confucius was a Chinese. I would not buy a used car from those folks, not even a Toyota. There you go. Let's see what else we got going on here. Craig's newest business venture, trade in your gold for Craig's premium 904L steel. Hell yeah, I would trade steel for gold anytime. Craig, the 231 looks like it's running about 25 seconds fast. Uh-oh. Whoa. That would not be good. Let's cut to that. Let's check it out. Let's try to pull up the time, the official time. Let me see if I can get it up on the computer. Time. Let's see if we can pull this up. Here's time.gov. Eastern time. All right, so they've got the Eastern time. So let's see how I do this. Do B? No, that's not right. That's not what I wanted to do. I would A? No, wait. B. Oh, okay. B, that's right. Okay, so I want to do 3 and 4. There we go. Okay, so I want to move this over. So we got Eastern time centered. And we got the watch centered. So let's see what we got here. Looks pretty close. Looks within a second. I will freeze it when we get straight up at 12. I'll freeze it, and we'll make an observation here. See if I get this close. Bam! Right on. Okay, so the time is 6:20:59. And the watch is 6:21. So the watch is about a second fast, which when I set it usually, I err on the side of being a little bit fast because I'd rather be a little bit fast than slow because I'd rather be early to my appointment than late, right? So that's probably close to what it was when I set it with the, when the daylight savings time situation ended. So yeah, we're within a second. So yeah, that's how that works. Oh, I'm still frozen. Frozen. Craig's frozen. Freeze frame. Okay. So good. Oh, you scared me there. Scared me there for a second. I thought, my gosh, what happened to the 231? Remember, there's a delay on the broadcast, so that might have thrown you off. Well, that clip has some great retention over the years. Oh, yeah, it hasn't changed one bit. It hasn't budged an inch. It's exactly where it was when he made it. It's a broadcasting time delay. Okay, thanks. That's an awesome money clip, Craig. It looks like maybe I should carry a little bit more cash on me instead of just those 320s and some credit cards. It was the internet time delay. The 231 is keeping excellent time. There you go. Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes it really is convenient to have cash. And I had, oh my gosh, this is years ago. I went with a buddy of mine, and his hobby, he has a great hobby. He goes around to all these hole-in-the-wall thrift stores, Goodwills, all these different places. He has a whole run that he does, and he starts early in the morning, and he goes all day. This was years and years ago, and picks up some really cool things. I mean, he's got a good eye, and he's always looking for the real gems, right? Maybe like a really nice Zero Halliburton suitcase or something, or just stuff that's really, really cool, and maybe a mint condition. We talked about vacuum cleaners the other day. Maybe a mint condition Kirby vacuum, that some little old lady donated or something. Stuff like that you can get cheap, right? And just find these little deals. So I went with him one time. I said, this will be fun. I'll go with you. I swear. Almost every hour, we'd go to 2 stores, maybe 3 stores. We'd be on our way to the 4th store. He'd want to drive and by and stop at a freaking ATM and get some more cash. And after about 2 or 3 stops, because we're doing this all day long, you understand. After about 2 or 3 stops, I said, listen, here, I pulled out a couple $100, because he'd get like $20 at a time, right? He'd get like 10 or 20 bucks or something. He'd go to the next store and he'd spend it, and he'd have to be looking for a freaking ATM, right? So after about 2 or 3 times he did this, I just pulled out a couple $100, and I said, well, this tide you over the rest of the day? He said, oh, yeah. I said, here, go ahead, take the money. I'm like, I don't want to stop at another freaking ATM, I just don't get the whole ATM thing. I mean, why not just carry the cash? Is it as if somebody's going to bump you on the head and take the fucking cash? I'm sorry, take the freaking cash. I try not to cuss on this channel. But I mean, I don't get the ATM. I have never gone to an ATM to get cash. I don't even know how to do it. I've never used an ATM for any freaking thing, right? I don't get the whole thing. I don't get why you would want to go somewhere and stand. I mean, talk about being vulnerable. That seems like that's when you'd be vulnerable, when you're getting cash out of the freaking ATM. I mean, talk about being a target. Why not just carry the cash in your pocket? I guess people have no self-control. If they have several $100s in their pocket, I guess they'll just spend it immediately, and then they have to go find an ATM. So I don't get. Maybe somebody can let me know in the chat what the deal is with the whole ATM thing, because I don't get the whole ATM thing. Let's see. Okay, so we talked about the delay here. That's it. I think we're caught up. Have we solved all the world's problems once again? Is that what we've done? Have we solved all the world's problems? Maybe we're done, and we've only been live for about an hour. Did your day date scratch easily? No, my day date was gorgeous after 20 years of use. They're very rugged watches. They hold up exceptionally well. They might get like a very fine patina to them. Mine had a bunch of really fine scratches because sometimes I would use toothpaste to scrub it. And some of the guys in one of the Rolex forums, oh my God, you use toothpaste on a day date. Oh my God. It was like it was sacrilege, right? Let me see if I can pull up a picture of the day date here. Give me a minute. They're like, oh my God, you know? The day date was freaking gorgeous, okay? It was freaking gorgeous. So these people have never owned a watch like that. They have no freaking clue what they are talking about. I had a picture here. What the heck happened to it? Oh, here it is. Here's the picture. Okay, so here you go. That picture I took after I had the watch for about 18 years, okay? 18 years of normal day-to-day use, you know, not babying the watch in any way, shape, or form. And you tell me, yeah, there's scratches on it. Yeah, how does it look? The point is, how does it look? Does it have scratches on it? Yeah, it has scratches on it. How does it look? Okay, how does it look? If you put a macro lens on it and do a super close-up and you see some horrendous scratches, do you really see those in real life in everyday use? How does it look in this picture? How did it look on my wrist the last time I wore it? Fantastic. It looked like a stunner. Okay? So these punks that have never worn a day date on a daily basis, that have no freaking clue, and are saying, oh, it's like butter, you know, it scratches so easily. Oh, it scratches. The watch is going to scratch. These punks have never worn a day date for decades. For freaking decades. Okay? They wouldn't know a freaking day date if it jumped up and bit them in the tush. So no, don't take advice from these people. Don't take advice from these people. We got Craig to drop an F-bomb on there. I love it when that happens. Haha. There you go. Yeah, you got me. Go to London and they'll bump you over the head for $5. ATMs can be dangerous and you can get the beer virus off buttons. There you go. Which style color do you like best on the day date? I mean, I like that one we looked at earlier with the white dial. That was a stunner. I also like some of them with the black dials, just for legibility purposes. Mine with the silver dial, this one here, that had the silver dial. They called it the silver dial. It was a gorgeous watch. And when my eyes were better, when I bought it, my eyes were real good. I mean, it was great. It was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't, right? But the white dial would I think, be more legible. Yeah. So, but, you know, that's the type of thing. You get what you like, you know. Get what you like. Get what works for you. Don't worry about what I like. Get what works for you. You can't go too far wrong on a day date. Don't get one full of diamonds and all kinds of crap. You know, don't get one all you know, glittered up. Don't get some pansy watch. This is, by the way, this is a pansy-free zone. This is not only a troll-free zone, but we've also decided we're going to make it a pansy-free zone. So the pansies, they can go elsewhere. They come in this room here, they might get their butt kicked around a little bit. They might get the wrench gang on them a little bit. The pansies can go somewhere else, okay? Sacrilege, really. Stop worshiping inanimate objects, people. That's right. Don't worship these watches. Buy them and wear them and enjoy them. They're a tool. They're an accessory. Here's the thing. If wearing a nice watch can make you feel good about yourself and make you a little more productive and a little more professional, then I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move. But you should have the watch together with the right lifestyle, the right friends, you know, just with the right attitude. and I think it all works. So yeah, sent you an email for a company with flat cap, scare cap. Okay, let me look at this. Let's look at this. Da, 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 da. Let me see if I can. Oh, I minimized that. Oh, what am I doing here? No idea what the heck I'm doing. Let me pull this up. Pull this up. Our WAG sent me some pictures too. I wonder if I'm allowed to share these. Oh, he sent me a snow picture. Let me show the snow picture at his lake place. There you go. Yeah, we show that picture. What the heck? Let's go back one here. Get caught up here a little bit. And Miami. I'm not going to show that picture because he's in it. I don't know if he wants me to show that picture. It's a good picture, but I don't have permission. So, okay, so let me go back to this other. Oh, shoot. It's not. Okay, there you go. Boston. Okay. Let's see what this is here. It's taking its time loading in. So, okay, so Boston Scally Company. Okay, so I don't know what the point is here. The P key. I mean, I wouldn't wear any of this stuff. Yeah, I'd wear. Yeah, no, I would kind of pass on a lot of the hipster stuff. Kind of pass on a lot of that stuff. So yeah, we'll get out of that. Okay. What else do we have here? Okay, live there, okay. And somebody sent me something. Okay. All right, we'll read that later. I got another email from a buddy of mine that I got to go through. Let's see. I bought a green one for St. Pat's Day, and it's very comfortable. Durr says they're okay. Those hats, they look okay. I would rather wear like a fedora or something, but yeah, they look okay. So let's see. But I'm not a hipster though, so I'm not down with the latest stuff. How does it look? Like a gold stunner basking in the sunlight? Okay. Do you think the new Day-Date 36 mil case is too chunky and bracelet is wider? I don't think it's wider. I'm not so sure about that. But I think they look pretty good. I haven't tried one on. I would definitely try one on and see what you think. I really would like to know the thickness of them compared to the previous ones, but nobody seemed to have come up with that information. So I heard they're a little bit thicker, but that could be. I'll put it this way: if they're 12.5 mils or less thickness, I think it'd be good to go. But if they're like 13 mils or something, I think that would be a fail. So I would draw the line at 12.5 mils. It is also a pants-free zone. Board shorts or nothing. There you go. I love this channel. Proud to be a member of the Wrench Gang. There you go. Pansy-free zone. What qualifies for Wrench Gang membership? The mighty rat in the house asking that question. Well, first of all, you've got to be nominated by a Wrench member. And second of all, another Wrench member needs to ratify that, needs to approve that. And then they can make you a Wrench Gang member. Either they can do it or I can do it. Once we have at least 2 members to vouch for you. So you got to start lobbying the Wrench Gang members to vouch for you. Should I buy a 40K Rolex or buy stocks since the market sold off? Emmy in the house. if you're going to buy stocks, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. I would wait until the bottom. I don't think we're quite there yet. As far as buying a watch goes, to buy a luxury item like that kind of price, I would recommend that you have your house paid off, all debts paid off, plenty of cash in the bank, some nice investments, a nice nest egg, if you will. Maybe at least one full Bitcoin. I would say it'd probably be better to have at least 30 or 40 Bitcoin. And then I would pay cash for a nice watch once I met all those criteria. Let's see. What Rolex do you want to buy for $40K? That's steep. There you go. Yeah, you'd probably be putting diamonds or something on a 40 mil day-date, and I wouldn't recommend that under any circumstances. Yeah, so yeah, the previous bracelet went smaller to the clasp. The new ones are thick all the way to the clasp. Okay. Yeah, I'd try it on and see what you think. It's going to be heavier. The newer watches are definitely going to be heavier on wrist than an 18238. No question. The Mighty Rat is ratified by default. No. That's a good point. The Mighty Rat, you must hate Tudor. Uh-oh, there you go. Stig in the house. Stig doesn't have a wrench yet. I don't know why he doesn't have a wrench. What do you think, guys? What do you think, Wrench Gang? Definitely wait until the virus hits 40% of the population before buying stocks. There you go. Day-date, new from AD with tax about $40K. Well, first of all, on a day-date 40, I wouldn't pay retail. I'd get a discount. Because again, Dudley paid $28,500 for his. And depending on where you buy it, you should be able to get around tax also. So you should be able to get one for about $28,500 on a cash deal, and you should be able to skirt the tax if you do it right. Not financial advice, but there you go. Craig, are you on lockdown? I am on limited movement. I'm trying to be wise about things. I'm not going out and mixing with people unnecessarily. But I'm not on total lockdown. Not yet. I mean, here in Maryland, I'm in Maryland right now, they've shut down a lot of the businesses by edict. So we're headed towards a lockdown, but we're not quite there yet. Dow futures are down 900 points. Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. Bitcoin has been a kind of a predictor, and Bitcoin is down today a fair amount. So it's not looking good. Let me see if I can get this page refreshed on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's had like a 5% sell-off so far. So I think we could have a significant sell-off tomorrow. I think people are really concerned and really panicking and liquidating. You can see there we're down 4.47%, 59.55, and hasn't fully refreshed yet. So I don't know if we can get an accurate reading here. See if I can get it to refresh. I'll cut back to it if it reloads. But last time I checked it, we were down, 4 or 5%. And that's probably a pretty good predictor that there's going to be a pretty big sell-off in the market tomorrow morning. Yeah, there's the live feed. We're down 4.52% in the last 24 hours. So, not looking good. The only Tudors worth buying are Black Bay range. Everything else is garbage. Yeah, I'd pass on the Tudors. Okay, any other questions, comments? We've been going for about an hour. We're going to wrap this puppy up. I think we covered a lot of ground today. What do you guys think? I think we covered a lot of ground. Made a lot of progress today. I think people are doing well here in the group. I think people are doing well. Mighty Rat, I hate Tudor, no doubt. A guy in work tried to hype the bay to me. My basic point in return, a Rolex equals Roger Federer, Tudor equals David Beckham. And that was the end of that conversation. Uh-oh, there you go. What sectors do you like? Do you like in the market? I don't like to give financial advice here on the channel, but there are going to be some deals. When everything finishes, bottoms out and so forth, I would just buy some quality companies that you believe are going to be around, that are going to survive all of this, and then hang in there and hopefully ride them back to life. If you choose wisely, you'll be in good shape. If you pick some dogs, they might end up going totally under. And that could be a thing. I mean, there are people that are saying that Boeing could go totally under. That's a good buy, that stock. I mean, it's at a good price, right? But my gosh, if they go completely kaput, like remember back in the day when General Motors went belly up? A lot of people thought they were getting a buy when they bought that stock cheap, and then the whole thing went to nothing. And then, of course, they reorganized and everything, and a lot of people got screwed. So, yeah, you got to watch it on that. Why don't you invite Brianna to stay with you? You've got the safest, most supplied pad, no doubt. She's spent some time here. She comes and visits and visits for a few days here and there. But she has her own thing to do and so on and so forth. But yeah, she'll visit from time to time. She's a lovely young lady. We have a lot of fun when she comes. So yeah, she's a classy young lady. Do you like index funds? Index funds are okay. They're a safe way to go if you pick some good ones. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad move if you pick a couple of good ones after they've been beat up real bad. Trump might bail out Boeing. Absolutely, he might bail them out. What happens if they close the roads? The more things they keep closing, the more they're going to tear up the market and cause a lot of problems. Boeing has too many contracts with the government to close up shop. Yeah, but if they take them over, if they let them go belly up, and then they basically, take them over like they did General Motors, a lot of people that have stock now could get screwed out of everything. So it could not. It's a possibility. It may not go well for investors, but we will see. We will see what happens. Got to be careful these days. Got to be careful. But I'm not. Again, I'm not giving financial advice. Do what you want to do. So there you go. Do you think real estate will crash next? Real estate might take a beating. It might be some pain for a while with real estate. Absolutely, it's possible. Craig, how much blame goes on China for this situation? Pretty much 100%. They're pretty much should be held 100% liable for this, but they won't be. They'll get away with it. Cheetown, it's a national risk. It's a national risk not to have Boeing. Jaden in the house. Yeah, well, I mean, Boeing will probably still survive, but the problem is people that buy now, if they let them go, if they take over, if they let them go bankrupt and they reorganize them and all that, like they did with General Motors, a lot of people could get screwed now if you have stock. The stock you have now could go to zero. You basically end up with nothing. And they reorganize the whole thing, and, you end up shanghaied. Brianna, we spoke of Brianna earlier. The lovely Brianna is in the house, and she's saying hello. We're getting ready to wrap up the broadcast, Bri. Let me show your website here. Where is it? Let me show the lovely Brianna, BriFitDance.com. BriFitDance.com. Brianna is a fitness role model, a fitness, how shall I say, let me pull this up so you can see the photos a little bit better. A fitness motivator, an influencer, and you guys could learn a lot from the lovely Brianna. You guys could learn a lot about taking care of yourself and fitness and eating right and good habits and Bree buys Bitcoin and she holds it. She will not sell. There's that sweater that she appropriated from me, that beautiful cashmere sweater. I'll never see that again. But anyway, she is a breath of fresh air. You guys should follow her on all social media. And some of you guys that are not cheapskates, okay, you might want to go to her Patreon and support her on Patreon, because we want her to be a content creator. We want her to be creative and do well. And what better way to show support for her but than to go to her website, briefitdance.com. We'll show that URL again. There it is, briefitdance.com. And click through to her Patreon and sign up as a patron. You know, it can be as little as $5 a month, folks. Anybody can afford $5 a month, but I recommend the $25 tier, $25 a month tier, and you can do that and help her out. So, and she says she'll never sell her Bitcoin, and she says she'll buy more. And Bree says thank you for the mention. Bree has a strong hand. James Scott in the house. Yes, she does. Hopefully I'll get a Rolex watch soon. Well, there you go. Bree's talking Rolex now. Okay, stepping up to a Rolex. And don't smoke or vape, folks. You'll survive the virus a whole lot easier. Yep, Bree doesn't smoke. She doesn't drink. She doesn't take any drugs. She is a positive role model for folks that want to just do the right thing, folks. Sometimes you just have to do the right thing. Sometimes that's what it comes down to. All right, well, thank you all again, and maybe we'll keep our fingers crossed. Maybe sometime soon, Bree will come and do another live show here in the studio. She did a live show. Tell you what, if a couple of you guys sign up as Patreons, maybe she'll come and do another live show here in the studio. What do you guys think? Give her some motivation. Give the young lady some motivation. Bree, which Rolex do you like most? Unfortunately, she likes the Day-Date. The lovely Brianna has very good taste. She likes the Day-Date. Let's pull up that Day-Date that we were looking at. She really loves that Day-Date. That one right there. I think she would be all over that Day-Date. And I'll tell you what, that Day-Date would look awesome on her. Yeah, and she liked the Day-Date that I had. Yeah, she liked that also. She also, I will tell you something about the lovely Brianna. She likes some of the Grand Seikos. She's a Grand Seiko fan too, so we don't know for sure what watch she's going to end up with. She likes some of the Omegas too, I'll have to tell you. She likes some of the Omegas. But she has really good taste, and whatever one she ends up with will be stunning, will be absolutely stunning on her wrist. I can tell you that right now. We should call these the quarantine vlogs. Keep it a daily series. Oh, by the way, speaking of broadcasts, get her a golden snowflake. Yeah, that would be good. That'd be good on her wrist. But we got to watch it. We can't have the watch too big on her wrist. She has very small wrists. She has tiny little wrists. I hate to tell you, but so she's got to have a watch that's a little bit on the smaller size, more like 36 mil. I think is about the biggest that we can have for her. As far as the broadcasts. The other thing I would ask you guys to do is send some emails to Steve at littletreasury.com, and encourage him to continue broadcasts also, and to Skype in from time to time and do some of his own broadcasts, because the last time I spoke with him, he was a little bit down. We need to lift him up a little bit. We need to lift his spirits a little bit, okay? This is going to be a tough time for a lot of people, and some people might need a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of spirit spirit guidance. Let's see, 34 millimeter date or perpetual would be great. Yeah, absolutely. That would be a very, very good possibility for Bree, a 34 mil date or OP. And you can get a pretty decent deal on those. Because, remember, a lot of people don't like the smaller watches. So they'll sell the smaller watches cheap, and the smaller watch will fit perfectly on Bree's wrist. So that could be a move. I'm definitely interested in checking out Steve's place. Never been and live fairly close. Ken, well, you better go soon because they may be on lockdown pretty soon. So I would talk to him and see if you can make an appointment, and I would go sooner rather than later if you can. Do you like Tesla cars? I drove a couple of them. I did a review. There's videos here on the channel. I did the sports car and the sedan, both way back in the day when they first came out. The quality isn't that great. I hate to tell you. The quality's not anywhere near up to Toyota standards. So I think Toyota is a much better car. So when Toyota comes out with some all-electric cars, I think they're going to really, really give Tesla a run for their money. Do you like mop dials? Not sure what that is. Watches is a journey. Lady Bree is just starting. Do not push her. Yeah, exactly. We'll let the lovely Brianna pick what she really likes and get something really nice and maybe one of the viewers will have a really nice watch that they want to donate to the cause for the lovely Bree to wear. So that's a possibility. Maybe somebody wants to donate a watch that would be appropriate for the lovely Brianna. All right, we're going to wrap this puppy up. I thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you click subscribe. Click the bell so that you'll get a notification. One last check on the 231 Stunner. The time is right there. That's what it is. And thanks again. We're going to complete this broadcast.